Hello, welcome to Tuesday Night Torg. I am JM, your GM. These are 3/4 of the Four Horsemen. Welcome to Tuesday night. On the Ulysses International stream. If things look a little different, we rebuilt a couple of things, added a couple of new frames. We've got music going on in the background. All good things. So, when we last left off, the group had made it to Tharcold, not without a few bumps on the trail of Lapis, this rogue storm knight who seems to have been gathering other reality-rated foes from across the cosms to aid her in what at least appears to be on the surface a complicated plan of revenge. Having fought off a techno-demon and several packs of necros, the group managed to, any landing you can walk away from. Land a plane on a small airstrip outside of Moscow, where they met Armand and V managed to use a Cosm card to make the pilot Aleski her loyal minion. So after some much-needed R&R, some XP was handed out, cards were reset, possibilities were given, and the group boarded two jeeps heading into Moscow. Now, before we start, first of all, we do have one comment from last week. Thank you, Jared. You're right. Hero and drama are essentially the same thing, except in name, which means officially they are different cards, which means you are allowed to stack them. And that is that's how I would have ruled it as well. So thanks for leaving a comment. If you have any comments on our show, please feel free to jump into the chat. Our producer sends a lot of the discussions on to me. I know several of our horsemen watch live as well. And so before we get started, I'd like to know if you guys spent your XP, what did you spend it on?
I'm saving it.
Okay.
I'm saving mine as well. Is our total up to 30 now? Is that where we're at?
35. No, we're at 35 total.
Oh, okay, sweet. I need to update my numbers, but I am currently saving mine.
I have 14 unspent.
Nice. What are you saving up for, Ross?
I think I'm going to probably boost my mind stat.
Oh, I thought you were going to boost your dexterity again. Just make it even.
I can't. I literally can't.
Is it at the max that it possibly can be?
Yes.
What about you, Mark? Did you
unarmed combat?
Raise that up?
Try to getting smacked around.
And Maddie, did you say if you
No, I'm saving mine. See what speaks to me. See if I need to go any closer to Cyberware Enhanced.
Oh, sure. No, that makes perfect sense.
Or if I should put points in something else. So I'm debating.
All right.
Are you going Borg on us?
Yeah.
So I call you 75 of 10,000?
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord?
So many options.
I know. What am I going to choose?
All right. All right, so you guys load up and head out towards the blasted city of Moscow. What's your plan? What's as you load up into the two jeeps, Armand kind of getting supplies?
First, I want to ask V for help to figure out a way to take a picture of what's left of the plane, because I kind of want to remember it.
I will show him how to take pictures using the front and the back-facing camera, so he can attempt to take really bad selfies.
Yeah, but if you want to take it in vertical, I am going to need you to make a computer roll, because we all know that is the most difficult.
Well, I nat 20'd it.
There you go. So... You've successfully taken vertical pictures.
Yes. Like this. Click.
I would guffaw out loud if you got a glory roll on taking a picture.
I didn't quite get that there, no. I followed it up with a 19, which is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Not good enough.
Not quite a glory, but still pretty good. All right, so what's the plan, Horseman?
You know, look for a street vendor, buy some rat.
Well, you
Get some
haven't
homemade vodka.
got into Moscow yet.
Oh,
Do we want to go straight to the Kremlin, or were we looking for? Wait, wasn't there a warehouse where Peacock was last seen? Weren't we gonna go there?
yeah, let's go there. I'm sure there's no demons left in that warehouse.
I mean, we can stake it out. I'm not saying we have to go in guns blazing, Lady
A
Salvo.
stakeout sounds like a good idea, says Lady Salvo. It worked well for us last time at Club.
Yeah, I think we were going to head there to try to pick up the trail of where they're at, because we don't know where he's at. But there was, Armand said there was a possibility of them at this warehouse.
What's Lily up to at the moment?
Edith is relaxing currently in the
Edith,
Jeep,
yeah.
giving you all the. Are we ready to go yet? And recovering a little from the woundings that she took last time. I patch on.
It sparkled. I made sure there's glitter on it.
That's right, glitter. Screaming every time glitter gets in the wound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a small
glitter and
price
first
to pay.
aid just don't go together very well.
Yeah, I vote we stake out the place, says Lady Salvo. Surely someone will come by to check on it.
You want to eat steak?
Do you not understand stakeout? Is that not a term?
No, not
It's
really.
where
We
you-
don't have steak. We have rat.
It's where you. It's a term meaning where you wait and watch, and see who goes in and out.
Oh, you mean reconnaissance?
Yes, that.
All right. So the Jeeps boot up, or turn over, and they rumble and roar to life. And
I'll drive one of them.
you're driving one of them. All right.
Are these internal combustion engines or are these like cyber cars?
These are internal combustion engines.
Okay.
So
when you said boot up, it just confused
no, it was a
You never know. We're in
misspeak.
weird
Hence why I
cosmos.
corrected it immediately. So,
Okay.
what
Lady
is the
Salvo
plan?
drives one, and who drives the other? The lackey.
Armand or Oleski are willing to drive.
I feel like we should bring Oleski with us as long as we can.
My Jeep is saying something about a software update.
V, before we got on the stream, I dealt out your new Cosm card. Do you want to go through what happens there?
No, because I feel guilty about it.
You still have to play
No, you
as
don't.
soon as you
No,
draw.
you don't. Don't lie. You don't
I
feel
know.
guilty.
I don't remember. I just remember that bad thing happens. So if you can read it, that
Sure.
would be great.
Cyber Psychosis. Play immediately when drawn. Player characters with the occult tech, suffer 2 shock every time a dilemma appears on the drama cards for the rest of the act. But all Storm Knights with occult tech gain 2 possibilities. So you definitely, Mark, will gain 2 possibilities, and we will go from there.
Good. I'm up to 5.
So fancy.
Nice.
I think I'll need them to recover shock every time we do something.
Sorry.
All right, so we are going to the warehouse, yes, where I sent Peacock and the rest of his
Yes.
squad.
Correct.
You do realize the last group of Storm Knights that went in there, we have lost contact with, yes?
Well, we're not going to go in. We're going to stand outside and look.
We're going to reconnoiter. Oh wait. We're going to. What did you say, lady? What?
Stakeout. Yes.
All right, the journey into Moscow takes several hours, and they pass relatively uneventfully. You rumble across slagged and melted asphalt that has kind of reformed and reshaped into anything but a smooth drive. You pass several groups of families, like wheeling hand carts down the road. Anton, you're the only one who can make out whether they're of the race or, humans. Every so often you do see techno-demons or necros flying above in patrol. Every so often, off in the distance, you're pretty sure you catch signs of a battle going on, but it's hard to tell from where you're at who's fighting who.
It's okay, that's normal.
Yeah, you definitely get the feeling.
Anton, we're gonna count on you, buddy, to tell us like when we need to start shooting and things of that nature, because cyber demons up to now have been pretty much our our enemy of choice. So
There are plenty here.
all right, but I'm not gonna open fire until you say that one we need to kill.
Well, they're all bad, but if they ignore us, we let them go. There's too many.
And I'm going to count on you to tell us when we've been spotted. So
I will keep one good eye open.
So you do see several small towns pass over that hour. It definitely looks like they have been patched together from whatever sort of works, if that makes sense. Slabs of concrete that have been ripped up out of roads and leaned against each other to form makeshift walls.
Crashed planes,
jeeps and other vehicles that have sort of been put up on cinder blocks and repurposed for shelters. One of them even has what looks to be like an old, possibly World War II era, like anti-aircraft gun. But it's rusted, and you don't actually know if it would keep a techno-demon away for anything. But soon you start descending down into the city proper. Moscow has seen better days. Most of the buildings that you pass, at least here on the outer edge, their windows are gone. You can see where some of the buildings, especially to the northwest, have been exposed to intense blasts of heat. So there's rubble, there's melted steel and rebar and concrete that has just been, broken apart and pummeled to the point where it barely qualifies as concrete anymore. But there are more people here. There are more people, and there are more techno-demons.
I'm not sure why, but Lady Salvo seems like she's driving a lot more aggressively and just revving the engine, and yeah, something about this chasm means that it's not exactly
gets to her.
Yeah, the rules of the road seem a little more relaxed.
So as you get in there, you can see that the techno-demons and people in sort of what seem to be military uniforms, they keep to sort of opposite sides of the street. But from everything you've heard from the Delphi Council, right, President Volkov has been opposing the techno-demons, but at least here they seem to be, they're not peacefully coexisting, but there are gangs of techno-demons along with humans that are bound to them either through chains or just by markings that sort of play into what you know is the law of domination here. There definitely seems to be a pecking order here on the streets as you go driving through them. Armand says, listen, you have two options if we get stopped. If you think it works, be my guest. Try and intimidate whoever stops us. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut, keep your eyes down, and maybe we can talk our way past.
It's probably better for us to be seen as predators rather than prey.
It is a fluid state, predator and prey. Sometimes sticking your head up just makes you a nail to be hammered down here in this chasm. I do miss the logic of the cyber papacy, but
don't we all?
And Armand nods, and you start taking several side streets that seem to be a little bit more built up, like in better repair. you're definitely heading into more of the, what I will call the human-controlled side of Moscow. And eventually he holds up his hand and he points to a building. You're not sure if it qualifies as a warehouse, at least originally, but it definitely used to be much taller and is now but a single-story building with several echoes of and hints that there may have been more stories kind of peeking up from the edges of the building, kind of on the roof. You can see what may be the remnants of interior walls, that sort of thing. And
we got like a fallout blasted house kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Now we are only 4 kilometers from the Kremlin, so I know that is another place that you were looking at going. Just keep it all in mind. Yes, this place is honeycombed with tunnels, and whoever built this city, whoever used to run it, was paranoid. They have tunnels and secret caches and buildings all underneath the streets. I know that
Very well.
The race uses them from time to time, but here we are.
Anton, don't you have an ability to touch things and read their pasts?
Yeah.
Couldn't you use that? Couldn't you use that on the warehouse? Or maybe the door or
I
the
can
lock?
try if we get up there. Do we see anything? Guards, technodemons?
You do see a large number of guards, about a dozen of them. They are all in sort of Volkov's typical fatigues. So greens and browns, flak jackets, armed with, you see most of them have either AN-94 assault rifles or MP 443s strapped to their side. And they have built a perimeter around this warehouse, and you can see that there are 2 large transport trucks that have been backed up to what seems to be a large hole in the wall. That hole seems relatively new compared to the damage that was done to the rest of the building.
I could get closer maybe and get a close look at what's maybe going on with the truck. But we're going to need some kind of distraction. V, do you think you could do that?
Possibly. Are there any other buildings, Jam, nearby that we could duck into to observe the warehouse from, so we're not just on the street in jeeps, like, staring at
Yeah, there
this
are
building?
buildings across the way.
Okay. Can we...
Yeah, I'd like to...
One?
I kind of imagine us pulling into an alleyway like a block away.
By the way, our chat is the best. They definitely remember all the way back to where we started talking about Anton having to lick things. They're like, do you really want to lick the doorknob?
Lick it.
I don't have to lick it. I just have to touch it and smell it. Mr. Furious.
Rage taking over.
So yes, there are buildings. You're in a downtown area, so there are several buildings in the area. They all seem to have suffered damage as if this area had been bombed or was the site of a very intensive shelling or urban combat. Like they were, your guess is they were exposed to bombs of some sort or hellfire, but you're not really sure how Tharcold works compared to the cyber papacy.
Well, I think we'll pull in somewhere and we'll get out of the Jeep. I want to do a quick comm check to make sure we all have radios that are talking to each other. We have walkie-talkies.
You do.
So there's that. Make sure we're all on the same channel and whatnot. And then I think I'll look at Anton and V and say, Edith can probably make sure nobody steals these Jeeps. I'm thinking about just sneaking over and taking a quick look inside the truck, maybe see what's inside the hole, and then we can figure out what we're going to do from there.
We can. This is still midday, afternoon.
So you guys left with dawn. So you're at about just after midday. But it is Tharcold, so, thick clouds of radioactive fallout do tend to blot out the sun from time to time. So it has the feeling of almost more like twilight, even though your watches, your chronometers, that sort of thing lets you know that it's...
Are you saying we're getting all sparkly now?
Not yet. It's about...
Yeah, I checked my band.
13:30 is what your watches read, local time.
What's the radiation marker say?
Radiation marker is definitely you are in yellow.
Ugh. That's not good.
I'm not saying that I specifically looked up the radiation rules in the upcoming Tharcold book, but let me just tell you, people, the upcoming Tharcold book.
Does Armin know why Volkov has guards on that building?
I do not, my friend. I do know that that Volkov very rarely deploys the how you say Spetsnaz.
Yes.
For
Spetsnaya Nazna Chechnya.
Guard duty. By the way, for those of you interested in the Tharcold book, there are 6 more days in the Game on Tabletop crowdfunding that is currently going on for the Tharcold book, and it is up to 940% of the original amount desired. It is killing. There's a lot of things that have been unlocked, so go check that out on Game on Tabletop if you are at all interested. Plug. All right.
All right, well, I'm going to...
Well, if you want to try to sneak ahead that we find Lady Salvo, you have realized from our weeks of adventuring together, I'm not that sneaky.
No, I think we've laid out kind of a crude plan, which is I'm going to scout. If a distraction is necessary, we're going to count on V for that to draw them away so that you can get up and use your power on things.
Okay.
So I'm going to plug in my Weird Science music device and go ninja and try to sneak over to the truck and take a peek inside.
All right, give me your stealth check.
All right. Do make a quick check of my cards. Okay. And... Okay, well, that's not terrible. That's a 12, which gives me a total of... What is that there? That gives me a 12, which is a 0, and that's going to be a total of 16.
All right. Well, comparing your stealth to the finds of all of them, you have a good success.
Woo! All right.
So you kind of take in the patrols, kind of how they're moving, waiting for some of these special forces soldiers to move back into the building, and you get right on the truck.
I do a dramatic roll under the truck at one moment.
Okay. You kind of drop to the ground and gravel crunching as you kind of
roll under the truck.
You see the boots.
See a pair of boots go by.
That's right, past you. I feel like we're on the same, like we're watching the same movie, Ross.
Probably. And then when the time is right, I'll like pull myself out under the bumper and look inside the back of the truck and then the hole.
All right, so the back of the truck has a large number of boxes that all have strange letters written on the side of them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have been opened. and hastily kind of the lids have been pushed down, but you can see where the nails have just been sort of half pushed back down into the crates. There is one box that is open, and you can see it is a plastic case that has foam in it, and there is a cutout for some long, what looks to be like a long tube with a handle on it, but that is nowhere to be seen. And there are three small holes where what looks to be rockets, and two of the rockets are there. The third one is missing. But you can hear yelling coming from the inside.
And when I look through the hole in the wall...
So the hole in the wall, you can see that whatever this place was, it is now just one large open room. You can again see sort of remnants of like drywall and 2x4s where interior walls must have once been. There's a large hole in the floor with two large metal doors and stairs that head down. And it looks like a rocket went off in here, Lady Salvo. And you can see there is a man in vermilion robes that kind of hang down from his shoulders. And he is holding a small box, a small metal box. And he is shaking it. It's open and it is empty. And he's shaking it in front of the person who seems to be in charge here. And you can hear, I don't know whether they took it or we were double-crossed by those who said we have it, but the amulet is missing. We cannot allow another one of these shards to fall into the hands of the Delphi Council.
Woo! All right. That's all really good information. I'm going to play the alertness card.
Okay. What does that one do for you?
You notice an otherwise unseen item, clue, or event.
All right, so you notice, I'm going to give you a couple of pieces of information.
All right.
One, the metal box also has what looks to be like a hard foam cutout, and it definitely looks like it was holding a small locket. Like what you would assume to just kind of be, which is weird, right? Like, it is weird that something like that would be stored in something like this, but you can also see that the foam has started to take on both a red and a blue tinge to it.
Oh, Eternity Shard! Woohoo! All right.
You do see the bodies of several techno demons lying on the floor here. It looks like whatever they found, definitely whatever went down here, the techno demons did not come out ahead.
Interesting. Is there signs of battle?
There are tons of signs of battle. You can see a discarded launcher of an RPG kind of tossed to the side. Like, just to your mind, Lady Salvo, it definitely looks like where it was tossed is where this hole in the wall was, and where that Tharkle demon body, those are all sort of connected.
All right.
Rabbit!
The man in the vermilion robes has a long, just kind of scraggly beard, a shaved head, and glasses that sort of sit down here on the edge of his nose. He's like,
I feel attacked.
What was that?
I said I feel attacked.
You will track down these Storm Knight vermin and those of the Institute that are harboring them. And I do not care. You bring me his locket back. I do not care how many dead you leave in the wake. Do you understand? There's a sharp salute. And he turns around and he starts heading down into the hole.
It's time for me to get the hell out of here, so I'm going to try to fade my way back over to the car, the Jeep.
Okay. You rolled a good success, so I'm going to let you get in and out. While he's doing this, Anton and V, what are you doing? Edith is guarding the jeeps.
Just keeping an eye out in case Lady Salvo needs backup or distraction.
Give me a find roll.
Seven.
A 7?
7.
Looks clear, buddy. Definitely.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. V, what are you doing?
Probably keeping a lookout, but also maybe trying to use if there's GPS in the Jeep or GPS in the phone to find an escape route, if we need one.
Give me a computer roll.
Okay. Ooh, I will take that 18 over that 1. That's
Yay,
5.
favored.
Right, 17.
All right, so a 17 is a good success. So you both pull up, like, you know how to get to the wolf's den from here.
Okay.
And you get a pretty good idea of where you need to go to get out, not just of this area, but like your quickest route out of the city and into cover.
Okay.
So what is the plan? Do we wait here for them? What is up with your friend? She seems very out of it. You think she would like a cigarette?
I think he means Edith.
Wait, I mean, ask her. I don't know how that'll go for you.
Oh no. No offense to you or your friend, but no.
Okay. I mean, she's just this strong, silent type. So you don't need to worry about her.
All right. Well, look, you're the Lady Salvo returns, and Anton, you're like, wait, what? What did you see? What is the plan?
All right, so yeah, I kind of, because I'm from the Nile Empire, I dramatically turn around the corner with my sort of cape whipping. Yes. And I'll say, I have returned, and I've learned some interesting things. I will briefly explain the scene with the Eye in the Vermilion robe and the words that he spoke. I will explain that I think he's describing an Eternity Shard based on the colors that were mixed together in the inside of the box. He did say something about an institute. I will emphasize that he mentioned the institute where the other Storm Knights are, so I think that's where we really need to go. I'll say the inside of the truck just mostly seems to be filled with junk, like boxes with empty sections of things. I think it used to have weapons in it, but I think they used them in the fight against the cyber demons. And there's a subterranean structure of some kind underneath the warehouse where the soldiers are at.
I wonder.
The guy in the Vermilion robes has a very striking appearance. I suspect that he may be a man of some importance.
Do I recognize the description of the man in the Vermilion robes?
Yeah, or do I?
Give me a mind roll. You are not from Tharkold, so you would not.
Okay, so it would be okay. I wasn't sure if it was like clerical robes or.
Well, hang on, JM, really quick.
Yeah.
Because I am a crime fighter.
You are a crime fighter.
And a mystery man. I like to think that I'm kind of trained in giving a fairly good description. Like, he's a man with a mustache about 6'4", stuff like that. Could I make an evidence analysis roll to give a really accurate description?
If you get a 12, I will make Anton's roll favorable.
Okay.
And I will roll for Armand as well.
I got a 15 on the die, which is +2. It's my evidence analysis, which that makes it a 10. Not enough. I will play the action card.
All
To
right.
take that up to a 13,
Wait,
so that does
no.
give him a favor.
As you start pacing back and forth, the creative juices really start flowing. Anton, you can give me the mind roll at favorable.
He had an accent. It was very distinctive.
It's,
I could smell clove cigarettes.
he had 6 fingers on his right hand.
14.
So Anton, you have heard whispers, right? You've heard whispers of someone who has come into Volkov's inner circle since day one, right? Someone who you've never heard his name. Your people don't speak his name. You're not even sure if he has a name, but you have heard the title Rasputin's heir.
Ooh.
And that is the name that he goes by.
That's worthy of a dramatic thunderclap somewhere in the stormy, radioactive skies.
Listen, my friends.
I imagine such a man would be very difficult to kill, says Lady Salvo.
If the institute he is speaking of is the Psychic Research Institute, that is that is not good for us. It is a federally run program. They routinely harvest from the villages, from the race, from those who unfortunately are reality rated, who stumble into one of the FSS's traps. It is a institute is the public-facing word. Inside, it is the access into the core, as well as the place where Volkov trains his pet psychics. Whether they want to be, whether they wish to join the military or not.
And they may have their hands on an eternity shard, which is...
That is not good. I know. I do not know if you know why the other group was here, but they have. They found a map in the Nile Empire and a necklace, which was an eternity shard that led them. The map had different points, and I was to get them in here to this spot, because if he went down those stairs, it is a tunnel that leads into an old storage facility for the Kremlin. I hope they made it out with there. I do not know what else.
He did mention some other group of Storm Knights. So that may be.
So wait, maybe I misheard. Lady Salvo, you can correct me. So this creepy institute that Volkov runs is harboring the Storm Knights currently?
That it seemed to be that Rasputin's heir was suggesting that. JM, is that correct? That's what I thought I heard him say.
That they he said that is where he believes they went.
Yeah, according to Rasputin's heir, he believes they went there.
It's like a strange place for Storm Knights to go.
It's a lead. Or we can try and go down into this tunnel, or we can try and smuggle Anton inside to use his reading ability. What do you think?
I was hoping you'd bring me back the RPG and I could read it.
Oh, I should have grabbed it. I could try to go back in.
I'm sure I've heard of the Institute, even if I don't know where it's at specifically.
You have heard of the Institute. I know where the closest location is. It is. I'm not sure that is where we want to go, but if that is where you need to go.
Does it look like Rasputin and his men are leaving, or are they hunkering down here?
He saw Rasputin's heir head down into the.
Yeah, they're underneath now. JM, I'm gonna sneak back over there, see if I can grab that RPG.
So the The case is in the
No, the discarded, the one that was discarded
so that's
in the battle.
in the building.
I know, but you said it wasn't far from the hole. So
That is true. All right. I will need a new stealth roll for this, Lady Salvo.
Yeah, no problem. All right, that is a 16 on the die. So it's a total of a plus. Dang it. 16 on the die is a +3, so that is going to be a 19.
All right, well, that is an outstanding success. So what I would like from Lady Salvo, I would like you to narrate sort of how does this go? Like, what does it look like as you thread your way through these patrols, as the trucks are getting loaded? How do you get in and out with this RPG launcher?
Well, it's suitably dramatic. So there's, a couple of guys that are yelling orders to the others. And while they're yelling, everyone's looking at those two guys, and I'm sneaking back behind in the background. And I get behind a crate and wait as the dudes pass the crate, and then I slip out just before they lift the crate, put it in the back of a truck. There's rubble or maybe an overturned dumpster not too far away from the truck, and I scoot over there just in the nick of time to avoid a guy who stops and lights a cigarette and is literally like staring right at it until somebody goes, "Sergey!" And he's like, "Oh, right." And he has to turn just in time for me to, scuttle over into the next pool of shadow.
You had an outstanding success. I would guess you're hiding behind a crate. They pick it up and move it.
Yes, I'm on the crate.
On your toes. The next crate.
Yeah, I'm just like clinging to it. Yeah.
Are you in the crate, kind of like with the little red
yeah.
point?
It is an outstanding success. But those things all happen, and then I get to the hole and look inside and see if I can just kind of reach over and grab that RPG.
All right, as you go in to kind of check it out, you can definitely see that one of the so two of the special forces unit are talking to each other. One is the commander that Rasputin's heir was speaking to, and the other one is a woman, also kitted out in the spec ops gear, but you can see on her shoulder it says PRI.
Okay. Yoink.
All right.
The RPG.
So you
Listen
and then
to public radio, because I immediately filled in Public Radio International. I don't think that's
Lois Lansky.
All right, so you snag that, and you soon return. Armand is on like his fourth cigarette. He is.
I definitely want to startle Armand since I have an outstanding success. I'm back, like right behind him.
He pulls a gun very quickly and spins.
And I hand the RPG to Anton.
RPG tunk.
All right, so give me your roll, Anton.
I saw someone inside with this badge that said PRI. They seem to be an important woman of some kind.
Yes, the Psychic Research Institute. They are.
Oh.
Yes.
interesting.
So
there could be a psychic over there right now. Maybe it's a good thing we didn't bring Anton over there. Anton, can you sense if someone's using psychic abilities and things like that?
no.
Oh, all right.
I really went heavy into kinesis, and I have like nothing in telepathy. There's a lot of neat powers in telepathy, but I don't have any of them. So I'll detect them when they blow my brain up.
That's right. I think that one's a psychic.
Yeah. So I'm going to try with clairsentience first, just to see if I can. I don't know. Maybe I should do psychometry first. That way I can see who had it. Because if it was a bad guy,
Maybe you can see some details of the battle it was in.
Yeah, I mean, it says I see images of how the object was generally used in the past, so hopefully I can get an image of who used it. I'd hate to track the wrong person, because the other one just lets me track them.
Fair. Jam,
But
while he's doing this, can I just keep an eye out for any surveillance systems on this street?
Sure. Go ahead and give me the roll.
What would that be?
This would be find.
Fine. Okay.
Don't you also like have radio frequencies and stuff like that? You can.
Oh yeah, can you see? Do you
Can I
do you have any
radio waves?
yeah, do you have any ways to see different
Excellent question. I have a cyber eye that can increases fine detail. Oh, find becomes favored though. Ew.
Hey, that
Nice.
works out well.
But it's
So lucky we had you along.
right. Can even detect patterns or breaks in patterns. But I don't think I have anything that I can see radio waves, so to speak.
Isn't that a pattern though? I mean,
That's up to Jam. How he interprets.
I'm gonna have to
But
look that one up. So
okay.
let's call it a regular one for now.
Okay, regular
Actually,
fine.
we'll let you do favorable. I'll look it up and see what it looks like.
Well, the dice don't really like that, so I'm going to spend a possibility on that. When you spend a possibility on a favored roll, you just roll one more, right?
Yes, you reroll one of the dice.
Got it. Well, that was even worse. So good thing that possibility is automatically a 10.
and then it adds to the highest.
So gets me to 15 plus 2, so that's 12 for find.
All right. You see,
Right, Anton, whatever.
you don't necessarily see surveillance, like equipment, but you definitely see a group of, I mean, for lack of a better term, punks. Like the leather jackets, the big spikes coming out of it, the chains hanging from there. There's about 4 of them, and then a really large one. So a total of 5 guys. And they seem to be looking at not so much the 5 of you, but they're really interested in your Jeeps. Anton, what did you get?
Oh, be prepared for this. I rolled a 1.
No.
This ought to be great.
Does that mean I disconnect or something, or
So when you roll a 1,
lay it on me?
lay it on you. All right. You are
Wait,
not
well,
using.
it could be like you learn the fascinating life story of Ivan, the guy who put it together in the factory.
Yeah, I don't think you disconnect because you're not using. You are not using a.
I mean, I'm home for one. I
Yeah,
know
you're
my
not.
tech
You're not
levels are
using
good.
a power that contradicts your the world law or your personal axiom because they're both the same, and you are in your core axiom. But you did roll a 1, which is just delightful.
Yep.
So
The steel that made up this RPG started out its life in northern Siberia as a small, tiny piece of ore hidden in the ground.
So Anton, as you try to figure out who last used this, where they currently are, everything fades around you, and you find yourself in a rocky landscape. There is lightning that doesn't strike down, but like bolts in an almost straight line across the sky, and you can hear the wails of the damned and the cries of techno demons. To Lady Salvo and V, you see Anton start to seize, and Armand's like, "Oh no, he's gone into the cur! What is he doing?"
Oh, that's bad, right? V, how do we get him out?
That is the
I don't know. How do you get someone out of the car, Mom?
Anton. As you kind of look around, you definitely see a couple of creatures there, very pale skinned, kind of hunched down real low. You think that they are small, but you can see that they're just curved over. Their arms don't end in hands. They've got really short upper arms that hook up to a very short forearm that ends in about a 3-foot spiked blade. They have no eyes. They just have 2 large nostrils that go right, nostril slits that go up from about the top of their mouth to the top of their head. And as they kind of they widen, you can hear as the 2 of them start to scent you. And they have really long heels, so they kind of look, they've almost got like a cat-like leg. And their mouths open, and you can just see copious amounts of drool to start pouring over their spiked, their teeth-filled maws. V,
do they have an extra joint on their limbs? Because I've read the same books you have.
No, these no. And V, this is the point where you can see they start, like the gangers start smacking each other and nod, and the really big guy kind of flips up his collar. And the 5 of them start walking towards you.
No.
So we're going to go into what I like to call dramatic combat scenes. Because
Yay!
Anton rolling a 1 caused the cult tech gangers to go, oh, look, fresh meat. And the laws of dominance kick into effect. So V, you're shaking your head. So why don't you tell me when to stop?
It's a good thing we've got Edith with us. She can take care of this.
That's true. Now?
Stop now.
Do you want him cut?
Now. Yes.
I'll just drop those ones that I want to put back on the top. No, I put them on the bottom. All right. So. Restar has a great name for them. So, Anton. All right, so hold on. Let's see here. The battle is mine. Villains go first. Heroes suffer a setback. Defend or trick is the action in play.
What
Did
gives
you
me
say
shock
we
again?
suffer?
Setback.
The thing that V played. What gives me shock again?
Dilemmas.
Okay, we don't have that?
No dilemma on this one.
Okay.
All right. So, Anton, the 2 Jack Wraiths in the forms of what Restar called Grendel Cats, which I think is just fantastic. So we're going to go with Grendel Cats as the name for these things. Start moving towards you. They howl and launch themselves at you.
I need them with fire.
Well, they get to go first because villains go first in this. So I don't think that I need to add another setback to what's currently going on, as the initial setback of the gangers choosing now to attack you while Anton is being attacked by Jack Wraiths is just...
Also, Jack Wraiths in general are awesome.
They really are. One of them flies through you without actually interacting with your physical form. It hits the ground of the curb behind you, rolls up hissing at you. The other one, however, what's your unarmed combat?
It is now 11.
It is now an 11. All right. Well, I beat it by 2, so that's just going to be base damage to you, Anton, which is going to be 12 damage. So what's your toughness?
12.
All right, so it will be 2 shock, and you are stymied because it stymies the target whether damage is done or not.
Oh, no.
Even if I soak, I can't get rid of that?
Whether damage is done or not,
Okay.
if they hit you, they stymie you.
That sucks.
V is not using technology in this realm.
Why
Nope.
not? Why would you not use technology? He's
Hacker's not gonna hack.
Soviet Russia. It's good time to use technology. Yes.
All right, so just to be clear, Anton's physical body is with us.
Yes.
Everything he's experiencing is in the digital realm.
Is in the torment grid. Yes.
Right, we're not seeing any of those things.
All right.
Question.
You leave.
Question.
You leave the jeeps, and all of your weapons in the jeeps. We will not hurt you. Otherwise, and you can see that the guy who's talking to you, he kind of flexes, and his jacket starts to shred. As you can see that he does have occult tech. A lot of occult tech. His frame starts to, like, you can hear the pistons as his shoulders start to broaden. Different plates move and lock into place. Hydraulics attached to his arms start to fill. And the other ones just kind of pull out. You can see they're all sliding what look to be like studded gauntlets that lightning are racing up and down. Ha ha! You tell him, Thunk!
Thunk?
What are you guys
He does
that
the
mean-
thunking for the group.
I was gonna say, does that mean the other two are Think, Thank, and he's Thunk?
Maybe. There are 5 of them. You got to come up with 2 other names for that naming
Think one
convention
and Think
to...
two.
You can't do Think 1 and Think 2. I think those are close enough to be trademarked.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct. Thunk 1 and
Think and
Thunk
stank.
2. All right. So they kind of pull on their pain gauntlets, and while the gang leader has sort of talked to you, the other 4 come rushing in. So V1 is attacking you. What is your unarmed? Oh, that's a 20. I don't. I'm going to need to know what your unarmed combat is.
It's
That's,
not
hey,
that.
I just rolled a Ross. I got a 20 followed by a 19.
Woo!
I'm gonna call it the Ross.
The Ross.
The Ross.
My unarmed defense is 10.
Is 10. Well, I got a 21. That is an outstanding success. One of them connects with your face, V, and it
Just barely. Just barely.
discharges its weapon right into your jaw. What is your toughness?
Nothing. 10?
You're actually tougher than me.
So up by 7. So that will be 1 wound and 2 shock. You may spend a possibility to
Soak.
soak it. Thank you, Ross.
And what do I have to hit to soak?
10.
10.
On reality.
We're gonna try. No! That was wasted. Stupid. Okay.
All right, so it did not work.
No, it never does.
All right, so you are stymied as well. You will take 1. So these things, when they hit you, they stagger you, which means if they hit you and they do damage, you're going to be stymied. And they are painful, so you're actually going to do 1 wound and 3 shock. Lady Salvo, one of them...
You can't play any cards on that, can you?
Can you what?
You can't play. Well, it wouldn't get me anywhere.
You can
anyway.
play cards on a reality roll, but you don't have any in your action pool.
We haven't
right
played any because we haven't gone yet.
Lady Salvo does a, let's see here, -6. Does a 6 hit your unarmed combat?
No, not even in my zip code.
Other one comes in and rolls another 3. So that is also a 6. So 2 come running into Lady Salvo, who deftly parries both of them. The last one comes in on Armand, and another 3. These dice are in dice jail. It is now the hero's turn. Who would like to go? It's okay.
What's the approved action?
Defend and trick. Don't worry, chat. I still have 5 more Torg dice that I can go through before those dice have to come out of jail.
So, yeah, well, defend would have been great if we'd remembered that earlier. I think I'd like to shoot.
How do you defend? I think that was a question I had.
Oh, Maddie, you can basically give up your action to defend against attacks, and you'll roll. Well, JM can tell you what you roll, but you roll, and that bonus is added to what they need to hit you.
Yeah. So basically,
And if you successfully defend, you get a card because the defend is the approved action.
and it will never. So you would, like in this case, you would roll unarmed combat, and your new roll sets your new defense, and it will never. You're never penalized. You can't defend worse than your like base defense, if that makes sense. But
It's always going to be at least a +1.
But it's going to it gives up your next action. So instead of doing something, you are basically sacrificing your next action to make yourself harder to hit.
Okay.
All right.
So I'd like to shoot. I would like to shoot. There's 4 of them, right?
There are 4 of them, and the head
I want to
leader, who
shoot
is
all
not
but the
dodging.
leader.
Oh, all right.
I want to shoot all of them but the leader. So 3 of them. I want to shoot 3 of them. So that's a -4.
That is a
To my
-4. Your target number is their dodge, which is 12.
Okay. So here we go. It is a 10, followed by a 4, so 14. That's a +1 to my 22, so 23 -4 is a 19.
I feel like I'm playing Shadowrun with Mark. 19 is a good success. So let's go ahead and roll it.
Per guy, right?
Yes.
All right, the first guy gets off easy. It's a 15 AP2.
All right, so by getting off easy, all right, so go ahead.
Guy number 2 gets a 19 AP2. And guy number 3 also gets a 19 AP2.
All right, and what's the last guy?
It goes 15, 19, 19.
Right, but you hit 4 of them.
No, I hit 3 of
Oh,
them.
you just hit 3 of them? Okay.
Yes.
There are 4 mooks and a leader.
I told them 19. I told them 19 and I said I shot 3, so I shot 3.
All right, I was going to say, because initially you said you shot 4, and so that would be a 17, and that's still a good success on all of them, if you want.
It's up to you. If okay, fine.
Yeah,
I shot 4.
Yeah, so give me the last one. I was assuming you were
All right.
rolling.
So, hey, it's another 19. So it's 15, 19, 19, 19.
All right, Ross, you drop all 4 of these guys.
Say something pithy.
You still think you can take us? I'll say to the last guy.
Shouldn't you say you still thunk you can take us?
Oh, it's just not that kind of cosm.
The chat said they would watch a JM and Mark Shadowrun game. I'm going to give V a possibility for that pun. I do realize that I'm reinforcing bad behavior, but let's go with it.
It was too good.
I will point out to the chat, just so they know, it's not always Mark. I do recall a certain JM sniper character who killed a troll with a gel round. That's how many dice he rolled.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, V, you are up, and then Anton in the cur.
Okay, so here's my question. As someone who is familiar with traversing and possibly getting spiked, do I have any idea? I realize this is a different cosm, different thing, but kind of similar. Do I have any idea of what might get Anton out?
You should jack in.
I was going to say, you could jack in to try and help him.
The only way out is through.
Find his way out.
You're the digital goddess.
That is essentially. I mean, you could always try and kick him in the face real hard, but you know that if he's been basically cyberjacked, that's not going to do a whole lot. When you've seen seizures like this, it is somebody who has been forcefully, their consciousness has been forcefully transported to a different part of the godnet. So that's what you're assuming is going on here.
But also, because we were just talking about other psychics, it could be I'm under psychic attack too. Because you've never seen me interact with the internet. So you're not I would say you're probably not positive I'm there, just because there's psychics. There's a psychic institute here in Moscow, so
Yeah.
which would probably be scarier for me because
So,
We see you now as a veteran of 1,000 psychic wars.
do you want me to?
good movie if you haven't seen it.
So, are you saying, Mark, you don't want me to try and help you?
Oh no, you go ahead. I just
Ooh, okay,
You recognize Jack's sickness when you see it.
cool. I will try and unjack Anton.
All right, so you are basically
Dump shock.
you-
Dump shock.
You are going to have to you can attempt to try and like physically inflict enough trauma that his mind retreats back to his body, or you can go in and try and follow his path and be kind of like his silver thread guiding him back to his body.
Okay, say those again. Sorry, I was trying to see if I have tech to help with this.
So you can either kick him in the face basically and try and inflict enough physical damage that his brain his consciousness is forced back into his body, or you can jack in and follow his path and basically be his silver line back to his body.
Okay. Next question. Sorry, this is complicated.
No, this is the first time you've ever done anything like this, so feel free to take your time.
So with my cyber deck, I have a couple different options. I can either, I don't think I need to download information because I don't think I'm trying to download Anton's psyche. But I can look like someone else, or I can be extra sneaky. Would either of those?
Oh, extra sneaky is always good. I was going to ask you, what do you normally look like when you step into... So, right, you get to... When you step into the Godnet, or in this case, the Torment Grid, what does your avatar look like? Like, what is your sort of idealized persona that you look like?
Well, so the nice thing is with this deck, I have several that I can flip through.
Okay.
I feel like V would find it...
Is there a Guy Fawkes mask involved?
No. Well, no. Sometimes. That's like the real deep dives. Most of the time, I feel like V goes for the antithesis of what she looks like because she finds it entertaining. So just think like straight 1950s Barbie. Like blonde hair.
Is it a beehive like hairdo?
Limbs that are maybe a little bit too long.
Oh my god.
All right. So now I'm going to ask you a question that I expect you to be able to give me an answer to. What does the Tharcold version of
Oh god,
1950s
Tharcold Barbie.
look like?
Yeah. So
Wow.
Starcold Barbie didn't get the memo. So glitter everywhere. So eye patch glittered. Leather jacket bedazzled. But it's pink. Spikes.
Okay.
Tiny pink skulls on each of the spikes.
Tight corset, skull motif, pink. And then holy jeans.
Skulls
pink.
for the pink god.
Mhm.
All right, so give me your computer roll. And
Okay,
remember, it is favorable.
So, yes. So computer roll, and then if I'm sneaking, I get a +4 bonus to stealth tests.
All right, give me the roll.
Okay, so.
Anton, while she does this, what are you doing? You are now on opposite sides of a Grendel cat. Oh, don't forget you're stymied, V. So -2.
So that's -2, so
Yep.
it's only +2 then to my
Yep.
sneak?
Anton, you are -2. You are definitely being cleverly flanked by 2 Grendel cat jackwraiths. Not because one of them missed you, but because he purposefully meant to get behind you.
I just want the world to see. I rolled 2 19s.
Not a critical failure in Dark Eye. Close, but not a critical failure.
So that is +6. So that gets me +2. So that's +8. So that gets me to a 20 on my computer's roll.
All right, I will let you know what you see right after Anton goes. Anton, Grendel cats.
I'm going to pyrokinesis both.
All right.
So I'll be at -4, right? Because it's 2 targets.
-2.
And I'm going to maneuver, so it's more of a triangle instead of a straight line through me.
Okay, yeah. So,
Back up a little bit and hit him more of an V.
it will be -2.
But I'm stymied, so that's also -2,
Yeah, so
right?
yeah, that's a -4.
Yeah, -4 altogether. That's what I meant.
All right, go for it.
I just realized Anton has no idea what this avatar looks like.
Nope.
The chat said, and this is where V what did it say? She regrets taking a
Jack Ray.
Jack Ray.
Jack Ray's avatar. So there's 3 on the scene. Why fry all 3?
No.
I'm going to spend one of my multitude and roll another one. I didn't roll bad. I'm just going to jack
Make
up
it
the
bigger.
number.
Do better.
That's a 15. So that's a third of 1. That's a 10. So 26 -4 is 22.
22 is an outstanding success against these guys. Somebody suggested that we name your avatar Barbie Stardust.
Barbie Stardust is solid. I was also thinking Sparkle McSparkle Face.
I do. Mr. Furious is adapting the lyrics to Barbie World to Tharkold, which please have a possibility, like a real life possibility. Hopefully you get to use it. All right, Anton, what's the damage on your rolls?
You want me to roll
Cyber
2 different
girl.
damages?
Yep.
In my cyber world.
First one gets
Life in torment.
One gets 23 fire damage. Ooh, another one I rolled 2 affinity.
But did you roll beyond?
So, and 16. The other one takes 30 fire damage.
All right. So, Anton, immediately in this wasteland, you ignite both of the Jack Wraiths. They both kind of dissolve into like charcoal lumps that slowly kind of pixelate and disappear. But you can see on the far side of the hill, another pack answers the howls of their dying kin. As you watch, kind of off to your left, about 10 meters away, this Tharkoldian glittering torment Barbie sort of emerges into reality in the middle of whatever is going on with you.
Do I know him in the Cur?
You don't know that you're in the Cur.
Okay. I will start to run towards the figure. Run! They come for us!
So Anton and V, before I draw the next card, you can clearly see that you are in the middle of a wasteland. You can see off to the left what seems to be several crosses mounted on top of a small hill. And as you look, the hill is actually a bunker that the left side has just, like, it looks like whatever went off here, the dust kind of piled up on the left side of the building. But you can see a multitude of several dozen crosses on top of this hill. Anton, you think that maybe you still have a connection? Maybe the grenade launcher is still trying to tell you what you're trying to figure out? You don't know. Next drama card. This
Hey,
one's...
JM, can I play action into
Yes,
the
you
pool?
may play... What
Okay.
cards did you play into the pool?
Transfer.
Transfer? What did you play, Lady Salvo?
I played hero.
You're always playing the hero.
You are playing the hero.
Salvo, don't be a hero.
Dilemma. All right. Run away with an exclamation mark. Villains go first and get an up. Then heroes. So just for those of you following at home, an up gives the character an additional roll. You add it to the first roll. So you said, do you really think you can take us, Lady Salvo? And this guy,
Yes.
said the JM. Pulls out an RPG-32, lifts it on his shoulder, and pulls the trigger.
Oh, well, I just kind of shake my head sadly.
There's the hissing noise. I got to look up chat. If you can find it before I can, you get a no prize. How many people get hit by a medium blast?
I die for cover.
Yeah,
I guess that's a I have to use defend to not be hit by area effect, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. All right. So can I defend and also defend? Can I combine that to get the other two out of the blast radius with me?
It is it affects 3 targets. So I'm gonna say so you're trying to get Anton, V, and yourself. Nice. Look at that. Restar on top of things. You totally and certified. You both get no prizes. Now, 100 no prizes nets you a possibility. So I would say start keeping track. All right, so Lady Salvo, you can attempt to defend to get them out of there, but I'm going to say that a good defend will get you a good success on your defend will get you one of them out of the blast radius. 2 successes or a outstanding success will let you grab both of them out of there. Everyone agrees.
All right, so what do we roll for that, and what's the target?
I think you should roll firearms.
It would be a dodge.
I propel myself by shooting, Mark.
Hey,
That's right.
Listen, I just rewatched the A-Team movie. I know. Are they trying to shoot down the drone? No, they're trying to fly the tank.
You can't fly a tank, fool!
He gets us to duck by shooting us in the legs, and when we fall over, takes us out of the blast radius.
Which way to Berlin?
Well, let me. Oh man, that movie had so much fun with it. All right, hold on. I'm going to make my. I gotta make my attack roll first.
Yeah, do that. That's probably the target number.
Active defense. First time she's attacked, she rolls a bonus and applies it to her active defenses. If defend is the prove action, it's successful only if the target is attacked and missed. So yeah, it's always at least a +1. All right, so here's what I'll say.
Lady Salvo, you should pull a red move and shoot the RPG when he shoots it.
If I could have gone first, I might have.
So 23. That's a +8. All right, so you guys hear the whoosh as this RPG ignites and comes flying right at you, Lady Salvo. He got a 22 to hit. So
holy balls!
So that would set your defense at a 23 and a good at a 28 and a outstanding at a 33.
Yeah, well, I got a hero card. Let's do this.
Actions in the pool if you want to take it.
I will let you know that an RPG 32
takes out Techno Demons.
Does 25 base damage and is AP 4.
Okay. Yeah, I want to. So what do I need to roll? What's the roll I need to make? Here?
So it is a dodge roll.
Okay. Well, that's good because my dodge roll is very good.
You're gonna basically you start at your dodge roll and then you roll a bonus die, or you roll your die to add to it.
Okay. All right. So I know what my target number is. I'm rolling.
Defend and maneuver are our 2 approved actions this round. Good cut, Maddie. Good cut.
All right. So I'm using the hero card. So I rolled an 8, and the hero card gives me a 2, so that's an 18 at the moment. And then I will spend a possibility, because I could do that with a hero card. And picked up a 14. So 14 and 18 is 32.
You are 1 short from getting both of them out of the blast.
Well, how are you aware of that exactly?
Because your 32 is your total, right?
No, 32 is what I rolled on the die, which is a +10.
Never mind then. 33 is what you need to get both of them out of the.
Hang on, I haven't arrived at my final value yet. That's +10 is what I got off the chart.
All right, go for it.
Okay, it's a plus 10 off the chart, and I started an 18 value, so I'm at a 28. So I think I could take one person with me.
All right,
Out of
so
28.
here's the real question, Lady Salvo. As you dodge
Right.
this incoming RPG, who do you grab?
Ooh.
I hate to say it, but given where we are, it's got to be an Anton.
All
I'm
right,
dead.
grabbing Anton, you toss the two of you. You dive for cover as the RPG lands where you were, and V goes flying. V, what?
Sorry, I'm sorry, V. I'm sorry.
What-
I could only get one of you.
Coup de grace is the card that you draw, Lady Salvo.
Woo! But I do leap out of the explosion, not looking at it in any way.
Right, because Storm Knights from Nile Empire don't look back at explosions. V, what is your toughness? Or so first of all, what is your dodge?
Oh, I'm dead. My dodge is 8.
What is your
Like,
toughness?
V has no chance. 10?
You got chances. There's always chances. You can.
Not if a base damage is 20 something.
All right. So here's the thing. You're gonna take 4 wounds and 8 shock. I highly recommend a reality roll.
Hey, my reality rolls never get high enough. So 4 wounds and 8 shock. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You still have
Oh.
possibilities? Because I can give you some.
For once, I roll high enough, so I hit 10 reality.
10. All right. So that'll reduce it to 3 wounds and no shock. Would you like to spend a possibility to try and get it to 15, which would reduce it by 2 wounds?
3 wounds and no shock.
It's worth a roll.
Well, I have to, because if I'm at 3,
The chat
So-
is
Or put you
cheering.
unconscious.
The chat is cheering for you to soak. Soak.
I will spend a possibility to try and get it higher. Because
All
I'm
right.
already at
So what did you roll on the die?
shock. So I rolled a 13.
All right, so go ahead and roll. Because a 23 is automatically going to get you,
Plus 8.
yeah.
So I rolled an 18.
So what's your total?
So that's
31.
31.
It's plus 10.
So that gets me to 19.
So a 19 will reduce it by 2 wounds. So you will only take 2 wounds. All right, so the explosion goes off, and luckily, Lady or V, you kind of get knocked almost immediately under the Jeep, which takes the brunt of the force. You are wounded. You are Anton. As you watch, the right side of this Barbie doll catches fire and starts to melt. It is not in any way impairing V's ability to move about the Cur. It just looks like someone has held, like I said, like a Barbie doll next to an open flame, so her face is starting to melt. V, all of your sensors that are monitoring your meat start like flashing amber. Like you have just taken a ton of, like your vitals have dropped. It is registering 2nd-degree burns on your body. But what do you and Anton do?
So is the Hill of the Crosses away from...
It is away from
Grendel-Cats?
the Grendel cats, yes.
I grab her good arm. Come, we must run.
All right. Do you follow V?
I think so. I'm trying to figure out. So if I'm stymied at -2, that would have dropped that roll to a
I don't
7.
know if that counts
To a
for
17? Yeah, it still counts, but you needed a 15 is what dropped you by 2 wounds.
Okay.
All right.
And then,
oh, go ahead.
no, sure, I run with Anton. I'm yeah.
Okay. V, you have a clear line back. You also know that, at least in the Godnet, demons like what are chasing you may be able to disrupt that. Just pointing that out. As you get close, you can see that there are several... most of the crosses are empty. Some of them are the ones that are occupied. There are people bolted there with like big, thick manacles around wrist, bicep, upper thigh, and feet. And they have what looks to be some sort of strange metal band that goes around their head, connecting it to the top of the cross, with wires and diodes that are laying against shaved heads. And you recognize at least one of the people because you were the one who kind of dug up the information. Although he is bald, he is not wearing his Orosh uniform. There is the form of Archibald Peacock, sergeant afoot, on one of these techno crosses in the middle of the Cur.
What?
Lady Salvo, you drag Anton's body away from this explosion. You know in your heart of hearts that kind of noise attracts attention. What do?
Well, do I have an action? Because I used defend.
Oh, you did use defend. All right, so that's everybody. New card. Oh, curses. They regroup. This applies to you guys. Heroes go first, but villains get inspiration. Taunt is the approved action. Who would like to go first?
So my action was just to get her and go to the cross.
Yeah, because you had to run, which was triple your is your action and triple your move.
So can I put a card in play?
You may.
Okay, I put action in play.
I think I'd like to.
Actions this round.
Taunt.
I'm going to take an action, JM.
Go for it, Lady Salvo.
I am shooting the guy with the RPG, and right before I pull the trigger, I'm going to kind of step dramatically out of the shadow so the darkness kind of crosses right over that domino mask as I step out. And I hold up my 2 smoking 45s, and I say, my turn.
All right, go for it.
Because I'm not pleased that he did so much damage to V, so I'm going to be called shot for damage and bursting.
All right.
On this. This is going to run me out of ammo, by the way, on the 245s. So I'm currently down 3 on the attack roll.
V and Anton, you are no longer stymied.
So I rolled 11. It's a 0, 22. So that's a 19 to hit.
A 19 does hit this guy. It is a good success.
All right, I will play coup de grace.
All right. It's fine. It's fine, Mike Caltech.
All right, so that's a 5 and a 3, so 8 plus 18 is 26 AP2 on the damage.
26 AP2 is up by 10, which does the 2 wounds that he has. What does it look like, Lady Salvo?
You know, I may be a Master Vigilante from the Nightland Empire, but I'm in Tharcold, so this is execution style double tap to the.
Okay.
It's fairly bloody and grim for a Master Vigilante, but it is Tharcold.
It is Tharcold, and you definitely
it feels right.
Go, yes. We should
feels right.
Go.
Yeah, and then assuming I'm out of combat, the next step is to scoop these 2 up and put them in the Jeep and say, Edith, hit it.
All right, V, you kind of like off in your vision, kind of overlaying the eye of your avatar that has sort of melted. The plastic has kind of occluded it, but you still get your view from your cyber eyes. You can see you are lying under the Jeep. You saw Lady Salvo just execute this guy, and is starting to pull Anton and you into the Jeep. You can hear them roaring to life, and you can hear this. It's in Russian, but there do seem to be cries of alert and inquiry going on. What do you and Anton do?
Anton, is there anything else you want to do here?
I want to get back to my friends. I don't know where I'm at. I'm running from Grendelcats. You're Barbie.
Okay. This was just Maddie asking. So
yeah, I'm saying he's just trying to find a safe spot.
Okay. Then V will turn to Anton and say, hey, Anton, do you want to like totally like get out of here? Like, we're not really in the real world. Do you want to like go? I can like totally awesomely get us out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
As the two of you go to leave, Anton, a wind blows as the Jackal Wraith Grendel cats sort of start leaping at you. You can hear their cries of hunger and anticipation. You can see the wind sort of shifts and blows away some of the dust, and you see PRI-42.
Move it. Say again.
PRI-42.
4-2.
Yep. Granted, I mean, that's all in Cyrillic, but you understand what I am getting across. All right.
So I will take his hand and I'll say, hold on, it gets a little bumpy.
She grabs you with the right hand, which, as you kind of hold back, it sort of squishes, kind of gelatinously in your hand. But as the two of you, the silver door appears, and V is able to call upon the Godnet and get you back to your bodies. As your bodies kind of snap back to wakefulness, both of you feel immediately a wave of fatigue and soreness, almost as if you had been exposed to a large rocket-propelled grenade with, V, your right side is like the leathers have been burnt, your skin is blistering and peeling. You are hurt, but you can hear the roar of the jeeps. You do hear fading gunfire. Lady Salvo, you managed to get both of them into the jeep, and Edith and Oleski floored it, following a cleverly laid out route by V earlier in tonight's session. And as the two of you, as the two jeeps...
I'm gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
As soon as V opens her eyes, I'm going to be kind of staring at her very concerned, and like probably the first thing I say is something you've probably never heard me do before. So I'm going to apologize. I'm so sorry, says Lady Salvo. I wasn't quick enough. You took some damage in the blast.
Ow.
I grab Lady Salvo and turn her towards me. PRI-42.
Armand says, the
okay.
42nd? I will get us there. We need to stop and get V some first aid, but first we have to get out of here, because you can hear the sounds as the Spetsnaz, as their rifles going off behind you, and the sound of several motorcycles as their engines, the roar of their engines kind of echo off of the buildings. And that is where we are going to end for tonight. Woo! Armand says he knows where PRI-42 is. But can the group get it out of Moscow? Can Armand apply first aid to V to make any difference before assaulting this? Maybe a third question. I have been watching a lot of Harmon Quest. So we will find out next time as we come back to do our Torg game, the Four Horsemen. As always, thank you to Lady Salvo, Anton, and V, or Genvieve, as her nameplate says, for playing in this game. This is awesome. Edith will be back with us next week. We will just continue with this storyline. If you like Tharkold, I do have one chat order of business. Mr. Furious says that the Barbie voice deserves a possibility. Anyone seconding? All right, the motion has been passed. The Barbie voice definitely gets V a possibility this one time.
Medication in the radiation.
Restar 96. Lady Salvo apologizes. Lapis never does. So we will be back in a week. If you enjoy Tharkold, if you want to see some of the excellent creatures that I have been using against the group, check out the Tharkold Game on Tabletop crowdfunding. 6 days left. Right now they've unlocked a ton of things. They're going to hopefully keep unlocking more. If you know how crowdfunding works, the last 3 or 4 days are always the most exciting. We will be back on Thursday with not Fading Suns. If you did not catch up on the Fading Suns Annals of Antioch episode from last week, go check it out. It was an amazing finale. But we are going to be back on Thursday. Before we go back to the Oh Boy, we're going to run the Lost Barrow. With this group and several of the people from Thursday, the Lost Barrow is an adventure for myth, tales of legend, rules designed by Ross, and the adventure written out by JM the GM. So we're going to be showing that off. If you want to go check it out, you can go check it out on DriveThruRPG, where it is pay what you want. Just type in The Lost Barrow, and I can only imagine like 90 different products are going to come up. But the one for Myth is the one that's ours.
Actually, Lost Barrow gets right to it as far as I can tell, but...
All right. Well, we will be back on Thursday. Check out all the other great shows that Ulysses offers. The Ulysses Worlds, which is kind of their updated new show. We've got Campfire Chats with Ross and myself. There's shows about Torg. There's shows about Fading Suns. There are shows about the board game Myth. And I believe that... Didn't they just do a read-through of The Lost Barrow?
They did, and they also Robert Aducci is doing a read-through of Fading Suns as well.
Yes. So go check those out if you're at all interested. Ulysses, again, has a ton of great products. And we will see you all in a week for more Torg. Thank you to my horsemen. Thank you to the chat. We love interacting with you. I hope that is abundantly clear. So we will see you in a week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and get some good gaming in this week.
Torg Tuesday!
Torg Tuesdays!